service. We might not be you might not be doing this for now. It's a bit more advanced. It's a premium service, so we just limit the scope of work to these four tabs. So let's just do something on from date and time. Let's pick a date column. Let me pick this. The other dates. There are few transformations that can be done. You want to transform the values here, and when with the other date selected, with the column selected, you just can drop down on the date tool. There are a lot of things one can do here. You can extract the month, extract quarter. You can even look for, you can try to from the date given, you can try to what's it called, get the age. Okay, let's try that. Let's try age. So let's with age selected, you can see what we have here. Like we've mentioned in class, when you create a new column, when you add a new column, it moves to the end of the table. And that's what has just happened. So this is each column, and let's look at this is not a regular data type. I know we are used to date, day, text, number, decimal. This is data type duration, you know. So, and this is what we've got in here. Yes, with age. And for duration, when you talk of age is not only about years. A child born, a child born, a child born yesterday, has an age. The child could be probably 12 hours or 32 hours, so it depends. So it's not only about years. So this, I think this is representing for duration. If memory serves me right, this is the days, number of days, then dot number of hours, then then there is a column. There's a colon here. I think there's a colon here. Number of minutes, the number of seconds. Yeah, I think it's hours, minutes, and seconds. So that's what this means. So from today's date, today is the 25th of September 2024. I think we chose this is the column we chose. I think we chose the other date column. From this date, from 3rd of, I'm just using the first row as an example now. From the 3rd of January 2014 till today, there are about 3,918 days, So it just number of days is calculated for us. It's not done in calculation in hours, minutes, or seconds. So, but we can again further transform this table, this column rather. We can transform this column we have again to have something more substantial, if you can use that word. You just come to the header, right click, and we can see transform. Where is transform here? We can see transform it. From we can extract number of days alone from this value in this table. We can extract number of hours, number of minutes. We can extract total days, total hours. As we want to extract the total days now. So this is as extracted just total days. You can see that that's the first part of the sequence of numbers. We have extracted the total days from the string we have that contain the number of days, number of hours, minutes, and seconds. So we can do transformation on a particular column. You can even see further transform this column again. If we need more transformation, we can say, okay, we want to round. You see, we can say we want to round it. Probably want to round it. Did you see? Okay, let's say let's choose number of years rather. Assume we want to know. Okay, let's complete this. We can round it up or round it down. We can round it up. We can round it down. Let's round it down and see. And see what that gives us. It's 3,009. That's rounding down to, when you say rounding down, that's rounding down to I think it's the nearest, what's it called? There are 4 numbers here. So I think it's like 4 significant figures or something. Hold on, let me try and, I want to see what the rounding down does. It's been a long time did this rounding down. It was 3918 before. Let me see what that will give us after rounding down. 3918 goes to 39. Is it 3918? Okay, let me round up and see what difference it will make. Oh, I didn't mean to. I wanted to edit it. Let me round up. We might not really see the beauty of this rounding down, rounding up with the years. Let me round up. 3918. Is it giving 3918? Okay, we might not see the beauty of rounding up and rounding down. I think with the year, okay, rather than calculating total days, let me calculate. Okay, let me undo these two steps. Let me undo these two steps. We were here before when we had the sequence, the number of days, hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay, let's do this transformation. Let's look at total, total years instead, because we want to know how many years from 2014 to date. So let's look for total years now. Let's round up total years now. We have this kind. I think we'll see the beauty of rounding up and rounding down now. We have this 10.7, 10 points, Now we can further transform this, we can round this down. We can round this up or down. So this, I think it's rounded up and down. I think it's suitable when you have the decimal numbers. Those ones were just whole numbers. So rounded up, I think it's rounded up to be near to the nearest whole number. And they were all whole numbers. I think that's why nothing was happening with that. But with this one, look at what we have now. We have 10 points. We have them in decimal values. So when we come here and do transform and we want to round and we round down, you can see that we have a whole number now. So I think it makes more sense when you're using random number, and that way we are dealing with decimal numbers. You can see that the other date from 2014, the other date is 2014 till date. That's 10 years, So we have, so are they all 10 years? Oh, they are all 10 years. So I think the data, everything is about 2014. So that's how to use that's one thing we can do with the transfer, with the from date, adding column using the from date ribbon. Let's do one other thing before we move away from it. Just still staying on the transformation, adding column, transforming dates. Let's look at the okay, let's look at the ship date. Okay, then this is ship date. It's just similar. The pattern is similar to the other date. But let's carry out another form of transformation. It's still with the add column, tab selected. Excuse me. Select date. From there, we can say, let's say we can name of the month. That's one thing we can do. We can extract the name of the month from these dates. With that selected, let's just move down to the end and see what you can see. January. So it's just extracting the name of the months you have here. This is January, So let's so that's one thing we can do. Again, let's look at all the name of the months extracted. You see, so I think we have so many months in there. Extract the name of the month. So there are lots and lots of transformation processes that we can actually do. That's one we can. Let's see. Let's see. Go back to add column with the date. We can extract the week, the name of the week. The week year, the start of the week, the end of the week. The year, probably day. So many things we can do. The name of the day as well. So we can say, okay, what's the name of the day? There are things we can, Tuesday. So that day is a Tuesday. The first day is a Tuesday. The second day on that row, on the table is a Wednesday. So those are the things we can actually, the transformations we can do. From dates and time ribbon here under the add column tab. So there are things that we can just explore, by ourselves. You can see that after you transform a table, you get a value. You can further transform that table, just like we did with this age column. It gave us a duration type. You can see that it has changed the type here from duration to numbers now. You can still perform more transformation on a particular column until you get the exact thing you want. So it's just a matter of you knowing that okay, there are further transformation you can actually carry out on columns. I think so. I think that should explain. I think that should be okay with at least with just to give us an idea of what we can do, with the from date and time. There's much more we can do with it, but it's just for us to get our hands dirty and just navigate everything and find out a lot by ourselves. So I think with that we can move on to I can introduce something else, which is custom. Like here, we've looked at conditional column, index column. So we've also looked at I think we've looked at these three. We can just touch on custom column and see what that is all about. So this is another table entirely. This is another query entirely. It's so similar to the one we've been using for what's it called? For the general and data type, I think. Yeah, this is general data type. This is one we just finished using now, where I did all the date transformation. So I'm moving on to another query, which is custom. It's a similar data. I just try to separate them into two different queries because they explain different things. So that's why I have that one in another query or in another table entirely. So with this, normally custom, what would I custom? When you hear custom, they want to customize something, you want to make it our own. So it's not as if we are not going to be relying on the buttons here. We're not going to be doing a lot of click and click here because we are trying to customize a column. So we don't rely on the buttons on the user interface here. But we have to write out our own expression. That's what it means. But we are just going to limit it to simple expressions. It's just for us to have a basic idea of what it means or what it can do, so we can now develop on that, by ourselves and take it to whatever height we want, So, but we'll just start from a simple example. If we remember yesterday, using this standard tool here, we tried to calculate price per unit. What we did was we selected this first, then I held down the control key, I selected this column, then I came here and I did a division. I divided it, that is sales over quantity, and that gave a new column named division, and we changed this, we renamed it from here, but today we can just come double click and we can name it price per unit. So what did we just do, just to explain what we just did here, it's just we have the sales, sales number. This is the number of sales made and this is the quantity sold. We just want to look at, okay, what is it? This phrase represents price here, So the price per quantity, the unit price, that's what we are trying to find. So the unit price for this first for this first order made on this date, shipped on this date with this mode, is 69.1/10, which is 69.1. That is the price per unit. You can see that we did everything, be clicking on buttons on the user interface. But I was saying that with custom column, we don't need to, we will not be having to use the buttons on the user interface. So let's see how that is done. So we just, with any column selected, we don't have to select any particular column. Just come and click on the custom column ribbon tool here. Then it opens up this dialog box. So it says add the column that is computed from the other columns. You want to add a new column, and that column is computed from the other columns. So that's what custom column does. And you can give your column a new column. Let's see, name is price per. Now I'm using a small letter here, like I said, per query is case sensitive. So it will not see it as a duplicate, I'm using a small case P here. So we can actually do that because it will not see it as a duplicate. So price per unit, if that is confusing someone, I can put 2 here, price per unit 2, then there's an equals to sign here to tell that we want to enter a formula, and it's a simple formula, it is sales divided by quantity. So what we do is these are the available columns, we select. There are two ways to select a column. You have to drag the column you want to use from this right window to this left side. You either double click on it, and it brings it here, or okay, sales. Let me put division on your keyboard. You just look for division symbol, which is this. Sales divided by quantity. Another way is, rather than double click on the item, you can select it and come here and click on insert. Is you take it to the left side. So there are two ways to bring a column here. Either double click on it, or you select it and you click on insert. So it transfers it from the right window to the left window. So we have it here. Then look out for this sign. Once you have this green check sign, it shows that you don't have any syntax error. That means the formula is correct. That means it is syntactically, let me put it that way, correct. If there's anything like that, that means you can actually carry on. So what we need to do is just to press your OK, and you have it, price per unit. You can see that we did not press buttons. We did not click on buttons to have that, and we have the same result. So that is custom columns. You'll be wondering, okay, why do we need a custom column when we actually do a multiplication? Okay, I did a division, sales divided by quantity. I got my price by unit. So why do I need to bother myself and to create a custom column and start putting in formulas when I can as well do it? But the truth is that there are some operations, that you want to do, that you need to put in your own expressions by yourself. That is the truth. Let me give you an example. Assuming you say, okay, for sales value now, okay, I want to add, assuming this is in pounds, I want to add 10 pounds to sales value every row here. I'm sorry, there's no way you can, there's no 10 pounds anywhere here you can press to get that. You just need to put that, you need to input that in custom columns. You want a new column that will be this column plus 10. The values here, every value here increased by 10. The only way you can achieve that is to use a custom column here, because there's no 10 anywhere residing that you can select or click on here that you say, okay, sales here. Normally if there was a 10 somewhere, if you had a column that had, if there was a column that all the values were to be 10, you needed to do was just to select this column and select that column, sorry, select this column and select that column and come here and say add. It definitely add, but that's not the case. I don't think it is a professional for you to now create a column and put 10 everywhere. So I think that's where custom column comes in. So you just need to come to custom column. You can say sales plus 10. That's the name of the column. So that means what you want to do, so every value in sales column, you want to increase it by 10. So you come to select the sales, insert, then just put plus 10. You can see that this is correct. The syntax is correct. So when you just click on OK, it creates a new column for you. You can see it is sales plus 10. Every sales value here has been increased by 10. So there is also that it is created there for a purpose, because there are some, it will be needed, at a point, that you need to have to create your own expression to really carry on with your further analysis. So that's just to mention that. So I'm just going to stop on the basics, here, just to show that, okay, you can do some few manipulations when you have using your custom column. So then again, there is let me quickly talk on conditional custom column. It's still custom column, but you know why I'm calling it a conditional custom column. Remember that when we did the conditional, when we are using the conditional column here, we let me try and show us what we did. I'm trying to, okay, and I'm sure we still remember this. If student status is equals to this, then it's a pass, and if it's a pass, what do you want to see? Next level promoted. Else, I think we did this yesterday. And the previous day, I think this is what we did. Okay. In the previous day, you know, uh, okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. The day before yesterday, this is what we did, you know. So these are conditional columns. We created this expression using the conditional column, and we now set the conditions by ourselves. So, but we can as well create that using the custom column. You know, we can let me go back to our custom query. You know, we can do something similar to that. Using okay, let's just get right to that so you understand what I'm saying. Let me pick a column. Okay. Okay, let me use this quantity or sales. Okay, I'll just use any column. Let me come to custom column here. Now let me just say grouping. Let me call it grouping. Now, what we want to do, we can say that, okay, let me use the quantity. For sales quantity below, okay, let's say I'm sure if once I'm typing in the expression, you understand what I want to do. Let's say if, and mind you, it always accepts lower cases, So that's what it accepts. You won't type in what's it called, the if statement, for instance. I'm sure there are some functions that accept uppercase, but I think the if statement accepts lowercase. If I'm right, but why can't I just confirm here? Because I can't remember again if it is okay. Fine. So if it's lowercase, oh, I'm coming. Have not confirmed that. Uh, Let me see if is it enter. Okay, let me go back and see. I'm trying to remember if okay. I think it's lowercase because this one is not changing to the blue that signifies that it's a functional language. So let me just if then I put a space, if quantity is showing this because then that it doesn't make sense. It's not a complete, it's not a complete expression. Let me put it that way. Because to if doesn't make sense. So it wants me to complete it. So when I complete it, at each completion that makes sense, you will see a green tick here. At this point, it doesn't make any sense. So let's say if the quantity, you know, I'm selecting quantity and putting insert. So this is making sense now. If quantity, let me space, if quantity is less than, these are less than sign. Let's say if it is less than, if the quantity sold is less than 5, if quantity sold is less than 5, then what should we do? Then, that's the syntax. If, then, so we need to kind of know the syntax. If quantity sold is less than 5, then what should happen? Let me just put something simple. So this will be your output. And whenever you are using a text as an output, you are typing, not a number, a text. Just put less, you have to put it in quotes, what's it called? Yeah, in quotes, in double quotes. What do you want to see? You want to see it less than 5. That's what should be written. If the quantity is less than 5, then create a table and write less than 5. So and then to move on, let me just move to the next row or to the next line. So to move to the next line, I just need to press on shift enter. Shift then enter. That takes me to the next line. It's showing me this, but let me hope it will clear later. The next line is I want to put another condition. So if you don't use if again. If you remember in our conditional column, we use if, then we add else if. So it's going to be, so else is still going to be the same way because you see the same M code, you see the same language. So else if quantity, if quantity, um Let me see. F is quantity is less than okay, let's say it's less than 10. It's less than 10 now. It's less than 10. Hmm? Then what should happen? Should put between 5 and 10. That's what should be put there. Between 5 and 10. If it is less than 5, put less than 5. If it is less than 10, then put between 5 and 10. Then lastly, this what we are put this in something in this what we have in red, that will be the output. That will be the what you see in the new row created, in the new column, created. Then if this if the first condition is not fulfilled, and that means if what will the rule we have in the first line, if it's not fulfilled, this line, if it's not fulfilled and this isn't fulfilled, then what should happen? Else, then what should be the output? Else, you should just put is above 10. Is above 10. You can see that we don't have any. This is correct. The syntax is correct. If quantity is less than 5, then what should we put less than 5? Then else if quantity is less than 10, the quantity sold, then put between 5 and 10. Then else, that means if none of the two conditions above were fulfilled, then just put above 10. That means for any quantity that is more than 10, that's what that means. Then put above 10 in front of that quantity number, that is above 10 in value or in quantity, or so that's what this expression means. We're trying to grouping quantity. Let me just grouping quantity. So when we click on OK, so we can actually continue since we don't have any error. So let's drag it down to, okay, put it beside quantity and so we have it here. You can see, oh, we said 10, above 10. Oh, this is how we said anything, okay, above 10, 5. Okay, let's try and see if we can modify the, it's because I said anything. This is why this is like this. Let's see the, for now, if you click on this, let's see what will happen. You can see what it gave us. It's because it looks like a conditional column. It now appears to us as if we use a conditional column to create it, because it actually looks like a conditional column, because this is a conditional custom, custom column. Let me put it that way, because we set conditions. Remember that we did not type in all this, but when I want to edit it now, it did not show me in the expression where I put in the code, because it recognized it as a conditional column. So that's why when I click on edit here, it appeared as if it was a conditional column. I don't know if you understood what I mean by that. So why this appearing like that is because I said why 10 is giving me 10. Why 10 is giving me 10 is because I said if it is between where is it? If it's less than 10. What am I saying? If it is less than 10, it should show that it's between 5 and 10. So if it's less than 10, I was thinking it should give me, let's see, where is it? I can't even find that column again. So grouping, who is here? When it is 10, it's showing above 10. Let's see. That's it. Because it's not less than 10. 10 is above 10. That is given. So if I said if it is less than 9 here, there should be between 5 and 10. Yeah. If it's less than 9, if it is less than 9, the problem is that when it sees 9, it's going to show it's above 10. So let me just leave it at 10. There are later, maybe in another class, we will see how to correctly, because if you look at here, we don't have, okay, less than, okay, fine, let's use this. No, there is less than or equals to here. But because we are doing custom column, I would have loved us to put this expression here in custom column. Though I can do it here, less than or equals to 10, and we'll have the right answer. We'll have it as, sorry, I don't know if I got anyone confused. I will sort it out now. I'm just trying to insert. Quantity is 10, between 5. I think it's correct now. I think it's correct now, just because I made one modification. But I would have loved to make that modification, using what? Using a custom code, using the expression. And that can be done. But because our time is fast spent, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Because we could actually have come here, where is that here? Add custom. Is it this? I think it's this. I want to remember where we put in the, okay, here. We could have come here and edit it here. If its quantity is less than or equals to, yes, you can see it here. I could have just put this sign here, less than or equals to. 3 days. So, before I used only less than. I said if quantity is less than 5. This is what I typed. I said if quantity is less than 5, then put less than 5. And I typed else if quantity is less than 10, then put between 5 and 10. Else put above 10. What I should have done was just to come here, instead of, I left it as less than before. It was just less than. I'll just less than, where is it? Less than. I'll just come here and put this it. Less than or equals to. So it would have given me the same answer. That's how to just edit it. You can edit your M code from the formula bar, So that's just about it. So it's just to show that you can actually set a conditional column using our custom column. Once you know the expression, expression you want to syntax error. I think I've typed something wrongly here. I've typed something wrongly here, I know. Let me go ahead. Then if this is, I think it should be less than or equals to. Am I right with this expression? No, it's not right. I think once it's not giving, there's something wrong here. Let me see. If quantity is this, then put this. Else, if quantity is, when it was less than 10, was it giving error? Let me see. Let me see.
Let's check the error message that it's given. Okay.
Okay, it's because I removed the equals to, but let me now put the equals to here again. Table.
The equal to should be behind. It should be at the front, isn't it?
At the front, I'll be okay. Here, I was a bit confused too. Less than or equals to, right?
Yeah.
I did that. I thought it wasn't accepting it. Let me see. Oh, good. Okay, I think that's okay. Less than or equals to, yeah. I was okay. So I think that's the difference. I could have just edited it down and have the answer. So I think that's just everything about custom code. It's just about us putting on our own expression, to have our own, what's it called? To have our own new column created. So I think that should be all for today. Our time is fast spent. I'm sorry for extending the time. I just thought we should do something extra.